The 21st century Maritime Silk Road. A Silk Road connects the past and the present. In the Han Dynasty, more than 2,000 years ago, the trade between China and India had already started. In the middle of the late periods of the Tang Dynasty, China's economic center moved southward. Sea routes replaced land routes and became the main channel for the Sino-foreign trade. A river of spring water flows to sea. Guangxi and Southeast Asian countries are linked by mountains and rivers, or separated by sea. More than 2,000 years ago, Heppu, today's Beihai, was a foreign trade center in the Han Dynasty and the birthplace of the Sino-foreign maritime trade. The geographical and environmental advantages make Guangxi go ahead in the building of the 21st century Maritime Silk Road. Guilin scenery is the best in the world. The traditional Guangxi tea is still very famous in the Southeast Asia. Guangxi is the most convenient and fast channel that links China and the Southeast Asia, and already has 2 Maritime Silk Road tour routes. 1,000 years later, the 21st century Maritime Silk Road sets sail from here again. Hebei is a pearl in North China. It's the only place which has plateaus, mountainous regions, hills, plains, lakes, and seaside areas in China. Hebei is a hotspot of gorgeous cultures and hopes. In the Song and Yuan dynasties, Quanzhou, which replaced Guangzhou, became the largest oriental port and was on par with the Alexandria port in Egypt, according to the adventures of Marco Polo. Multiple civilizations blended with each other here, singing new overtures in ancient waves. Fuzhou was a key production place of silk cloth for maritime trade, the Satin Lane and the Machine Room neighborhood. These places' names related to the textile industry quietly witnessed the glory of Chinese silk cloth. The china from Guangzhou kilns constitutes an important part of China for export, which was transported to the whole world from the Moon Port. The traditional culture of southern Fujian was also brought to the whole world. The Grand Canal in the Sui dynasty was a main artery which was connected the north and the south and also linked the Land Silk Road and the Maritime Silk Road. Ningbo became an important connection point. Books tell us ancient and modern stories, and ports connect the whole world. In Ningbo, a city with beautiful landscapes and a long history, a cross-sea bridge connects the past and the present. Head for Guangzhou with beautiful late spring scenery in lunar March. Guangzhou, as the representative of the misty, rainy region south of the Yangtze River, presents the mild and graceful part of China. Guangzhou used to be one of 4 famous ports in the Tang and Song dynasties, where the Land Silk Road and the Maritime Silk Road met. Guangzhou is also a city of profound history. In the 15th century, Zhang He led 7 expeditions to the west. The ancient capital Nanjing became a shipbuilding base and a port of departure which witnessed the last glory of the Maritime Silk Road. Today, Nanjing presents its humble bearing under the setting sun. Guangzhou was called Fanyu in ancient times. Guangzhou, as China's South Gate, became the only port for merchant ships. After the middle period of the Song dynasty, Guangzhou had been the only port for foreign trade for a long time and the largest port of the Maritime Silk Road. Its nature of openness has driven Guangzhou's rapid modernization. Mottled stone walls, goblets, and old records. The flowery sentiment of the Shanghai Bund in the old days is still floating in Shanghai's air. Nowadays, Shanghai, as China's business and fortune center, is a modern international metropolis. The tropical scenery of the 25th degree of northern latitude, the 1,528-kilometer-long coastline, the blue sea, the azure sky, coconut trees and sunshine all give an expression to Hainan. Hainan is a bright pearl in the South China Sea, a paradise for so many backpackers. A city beside the Haibei River and the Bohai Bay. Tianjin, the largest port in the northern part of China, has the print of Western colonial period and carries forward traditional Chinese folk customs. The combination of Chinese and Western elements and the coexistence of ancient and modern elements contribute to Tianjin's unique charm. The Penglai Island has told numerous ancient myths since ancient times. In the era of the Maritime Silk Road, Penglai is the main channel for Chinese culture to spread eastwards to the Liaodong region and the Korean peninsula. Time flies. Penglai now is still an important gateway directly connecting China and the Korean peninsula. The relic of the waterside town in Penglai still attracts tourists from both places. surrounding mountains and meandering Songhua River and beautiful rime and snow scenery. Jilin, near the mountain and by the river, is called the Riverside City in the north. What the picturesque icy Jilin depicts may be the most beautiful winter in China. The Emperor City witnessed many stories in the Qing dynasty. The Liuhe River carries so many heroic stories of warriors. The vast expanse of black soil breeds the granary of the world and carries the symphony of the times. Trends and fashions gather here. This is a free port formed by the cultural collision between the East and the West. China and Indonesia are bosom neighbors despite the long distance. Zheng He led 7 expeditions to the west and went to Indonesia every time. Therefore, Semarang City was named after Zheng He. During the prosperous period of the Maritime Silk Road, Chinese coins were used as current money in all Southeast Asian countries. Since ancient times, people from China and Thailand shuttled back and forth by the Maritime Silk Road. Skilled Thai craftsmen used Chinese raw silk as warp threads and Thai raw silk as weft threads to weave extremely exquisite and soft silk cloth. Thailand is Chinese tourists' first impression of the Southeast Asia. The ancient Buddhist country on the Silk Road greets tourists from all over the world with its peace and inclusiveness. Old and famous tea shops in Kuala Lumpur, Liapu Tea of Guangzhou, and mellow hometown tea seem to tell stories of the past. The national flower of Malaysia and the city flower of Nanning are the same, which are Chinese roses. Now, the Maritime Silk Road still connects the blue seas of the two countries. The Lion City is a country, a city, and a garden. Towering modern buildings and well-preserved traditional buildings perfectly coexist here in the new century. The Zhenghe-themed Maritime Museum has reproduced the prosperous scenes of port markets along the then Silk Road. The Philippines is an island country. It is the largest producing country of abaca and the largest exporter of coconuts. Sunshine, blue seas, silver waves, and tropical plants coexist here perfectly. Laos is a vigorous but quiet country. The beautiful national flower plumeria, the exciting water sprinkling festival, and the best beer in Asia. Laos is a vigorous but quiet country. Cambodia is well known for smiles. The lotus-like smile is Cambodia's best business card. The world's largest temple complex, Angkor Wat, offers Angkor Wat Mysterious Smile of Buddha, a large real scene performance every day, greeting the world with smiles. China and Vietnam are linked by mountains and rivers. Vietnam and China are close neighbor countries drinking water from the same river. Their cultures have blended with each other for thousands of years. Ancient Vietnamese and Chinese Confucians are enshrined in Confucian temples in Hanoi. Vietnam is vigorous but quiet, like a gentle river of spring water. Golden Burma is an ancient and mysterious country with bright cultures. At sunrise and sunset, golden pagodas and dense forests shine divine light. Brunei, the abode of peace, is always peaceful and quiet, although it is rich because of petroleum. This small country hidden in Borneo has too much charm. The Maritime Silk Road extended to East Africa and the Arab world via the Southeast Asia. Muslim businessmen set sail eastward with their cargo and the Quran. Connecting the East and the West, the Maritime Silk Road has unveiled secrets of the connections between China and the world, one after another. No one has ever imagined that it contributed to the mutual and tangible heritage of most ancient civilizations. Despite the vast expanse of oceans and long stretches of coasts, the ancient Maritime Silk Road, which started with silk trade, witnessed the glorious development course of the whole human beings. The Maritime Silk Road civilization is long-lasting. Since then, the world's civilizations have been connected together. The 21st century Maritime Silk Road continues. The 21st century Maritime Silk Road, tourism development and cooperation.